welcome to the Sidings. Another update on the 60cm shelf challenge. Again, many thanks to Budget Model Railways and Mike Potter for setting this. I've been a little busy this week. First of all, I had to put a little block at the end of the platform so that I can start to build up the back scene at that end of the layout and remove some of the bits and pieces on my wagon. So I'm taking off the little hooks that drop over to link the wagons together when they couple, just off the one end, so they will couple at one end but not the other. You can see here the loco just on a quick run out when I did a YouTube short earlier last week. The layout's really coming together. I've put a wall in retaining the grass bank. Normally I'm putting a second wall in now at the far end of the platform. That's why the polystyrene block was there. That's also why this container has been glued down into place in the middle of the ballast, so that it looks like it's just been dumped there as a temporary store or whatever, but it's actually so I've got something to stick the wall to keep it upright. One of the disadvantages of using a plain wooden shelf rather than a floating shelf, as Mike Potter had suggested we do, is that the floating shelf has flat edges, sides on it, that are substantial and that you can glue to and screw into. Whereas this shelf has a little rounded edge, which means I can't glue a solid wall to it. So I'm making do, and here's a little bit of footage of me cutting that end wall so that I can stick it into place. And also then cutting down some buffers, because that's the next thing. I've been painting up the buffer ends and just making sure that I've filled in also little bits of sight on the layout with grey to just take away where the roofing felt had split slightly, and also just under the platform there's a gap which looked obvious because you could see the undercoat that I'd painted through the gap. So here we are with the end wall now in place, held in place by the polystyrene block which I've painted up, and also by this abandoned container shed. And with buffers in place, it's starting to look like a real end of layout. Also, for those who've been watching the shorts as I come along, I was looking for a shorter wheelbase shunter than the one I'm using, the Hornby shunter that I'm using. I found this Riva Rossi that I was donated last year. It's a bit of a rough runner, but I've also discovered it's not actually much shorter than the loco I'm already using, and it doesn't have the couplings on because it's US stock. It's got a completely different style of coupling, so probably not usable, but great to get it out of the box and give it a quick run. It's horribly dirty, it needs a good clean, but there you go. I'll leave that with you. I hope you have a good weekend coming up for the bank holiday, and I'll give you an update shortly. Cheers.